leading up to last night, Doug Glanville back with us, it was great seeing and hearing what Alex Rodriguez had to say to the many people that sat him down to talk about it. And he really let us in a little bit. And among the things that I was most impressed with, that he said he regretted using the PEDs because he feels like he still could have been the great player everyone thought he was without using it. And that's what gets him most angry and disappointed in himself. But he spoke openly about it. Doug, when we look at his legacy, maybe 10 years from now, because we know how we feel now, what do you think it'll be?
Well, I think in a larger sense.
His career may be over with the Yankees, but the reality is he's 4 homers shy from the 700 homer milestone.
Yeah.
So a lot of us think he's not done. Right. What kind of team would take a chance on Alex Rodriguez?
Well, what?
I'll tell you what would work out. That would work out for Major League Baseball because that would be must-see TV.
Right.
Okay, Houston or Baltimore, get it done. We want more of A-Rod. Doug Glanville, we always want more of you and what you have to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Linda.
Garoppolo should do, Mark.
What's that?
He should pull a Brock Osweiler. Be great when he's got the big stage, and who knows whether he can cash in his NFL future. Now is the time. So far, what have you evaluated from his progress?
I thought he bounced back after completed a lot of balls down the football field.
Now, Garoppolo is not Tom Brady, but then again, who is?
Nobody.
So the offensive line.
Yes.
And you were one of those people once upon a time for a couple of teams. What kind of adjustments does someone on the offensive line, a player on the...
Too long.
Right.
There's nothing that's more frustrating for a group up front and for a coach that is coaching that group and trying to make that group right than a quarterback who's going to sit there and pat the ball. So
no, because a young guy, you don't want the kid to just throw it away and maybe get picked off too.
Right. No,
so there's a fine line about decision making there.
Right, but sometimes the problem with young guys.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a Brady that has experience and a Garoppolo who doesn't. But I will say this about both those guys: the New England Patriots have cornered the market on exceptionally handsome quarterbacks because both those guys are low.
100%.
Okay,
So much
I'll take your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm correct, right?
Well, yeah, it's not breaking news. You are correct. And you could suit up for them right now. And be their backup
that's what I was doing.
quarterback.
I was fishing for a compliment.
Been filled with tears. They also feature laughter and admiration. One of the most talented people we have ever met. John was universally loved, and he cared about all of us. And Serena, you and Jay had the chance to see him just last week in D.C.
Yeah, so Jay and I attended the NABJ, NAHJ convention, and
I don't understand how that happens. I was out to dinner with some friends, and this guy comes up, and he's just so excited to meet me. He tells me about all the shows he watches me on and the things that I do.
I know this
and
story.
We're all sitting around going, oh, no. And Mike Hill, your boy, is like, do you know who he is? The guy goes, yeah, it's John Saunders. I just smiled and took the picture because that's what you do. And you tell him, hey, next time I'm in town, I'll buy you dinner.
And I love hockey.
And I love hockey. Yeah. One more. Jamel Hill and I, this story about this Public Enemy concert that he went to. He was all excited about going to Chuck's like, hey, come to the show. He's like, all right, I'm going to the show. And because of our conversation, his wife.
Yes. During the 9 o'clock hour, he is, of course, a Public Enemy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I tweeted this out yesterday, but one of my first wow moments when I got to ESPN was John reached out to me and offered, a mentoring session. And I was kind of, taken aback, like, what? And we sat down for about an hour. And
especially his status. I first met him over 20 years ago in college, and he was about to broadcast. I found a baseball card that's over 25 years old. And I collected baseball cards as a kid, and I sent it to him, and I was teasing him about how smooth he looked in that baseball card. And it was, he got a kick out of it. And you guys know how much I love ties. And one day after a show, he said, I like this tie.